One of the largest art thefts in history happened just 30 years ago. Two criminals, disguised as cops, entered a museum in the dead of night and made off with $500 million worth of art. So, who could have possibly been behind such a brazen robbery? Let's find out in today's episode of
Colossal Mysteries.
It all started around 1:20 a.m. on March 18, 1990. Two thieves wearing fake police uniforms approached the side entrance of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. They told one of the two guards on duty that they were there to investigate a noise complaint and needed to be buzzed inside. The young guard bought their story and let them in. Now inside, the criminals quickly grabbed both guards and handcuffed them, pretending to place them under arrest. Then, revealing their true intentions once they had them handcuffed. The poor guards were left in the basement while the robbery took place. The thieves began looting art right off the walls. They took 4 priceless paintings by Rembrandt and Vermeer right off the wall and cut them crudely out of their frames. And they weren't done yet. They snatched up an ancient Chinese bronze cup, 5 sketches by Degas, and a small Monet painting. To top it all off, they tried to steal a large Napoleonic flag, but couldn't get the thing unscrewed. So they gave up and just stole the eagle ornament from the top of the pole. Strangely, the museum's most expensive painting was left untouched. The brazen criminals brought the stolen art out to their cars in 2 trips, and by 2:45 in the morning, one of the biggest art heists in history was over. The police didn't arrive at the museum until 8:15 a.m. to free the guards and assess the damage. When all was said and done, the 13 priceless works of art worth upwards of $500 million were gone, and police didn't have many solid leads. They did have a few key suspects, though. One of the security guards named Rick Abath became an early suspect due to some suspicious behavior just hours before the theft. While on patrol, he quickly opened and shut a side door, which some think could have signaled the thieves outside that the coast was clear. But Abath denied any involvement, and an FBI agent on the case determined that the guards were too incompetent and foolish to have pulled it off. A few other crime bosses and career criminals were considered suspects too, but the FBI's investigation failed to turn up enough evidence to formally accuse anyone of the crime. In the 30 years since the robbery, the FBI has continued to try and find the stolen art and pinpoint who committed the crime. They offered a reward, first $1 million, then $5 million, and finally $10 million for any solid information. Finally, over 20 years after the robbery, the FBI announced that they had made progress in their investigation. They said they believed with a high degree of confidence that they knew the identity of the thieves, but that both of them had died in the years since the crime. But they also announced that the art was still missing, and that they didn't have any solid leads to follow. So now, decades later, over $500 million worth of masterpieces are mysteriously still missing.